I forgot to mention this when I was first filming, but I just finished my freshman year at Northeastern University and I am a journalism major. Good morning guys, Nia Shalise here with another video, and I know it's loud outside, there are a lot of birds and noise, but I just thought it was so beautiful that I couldn't pass up the opportunity to film out here and also risk my hair frizzing up, but you know, it's fine. I know I haven't made a video in a while, but the end of the semester was absolutely insane. I had something due every single day, but maybe next semester I'll film a finals week vlog for you guys if that's something you're interested in. I've been at my dad's house for a couple weeks now before I go on this big trip, and I will make another video about that trip. Today I just wanted to kind of come on and recap my entire year. I made a semester recap video and then I didn't upload it because I figured too much time had passed, but I think this is a nice way to kind of sum up the entire year. My first semester, I took 18 credits. I did 4 4-credit courses and then 2 1-credit. One was an intro to the journalism program and the other was an intro to the honors program. And 3 of my 4-credit courses were journalism related, like not directly journalism related, but I had to do them for my major. And originally I was planning to pursue some kind of like a business minor or maybe something like marketing, but I tried this class called Global Social Enterprise and it really was not for me. I'm very good at math, but I don't think looking at numbers again is something I'm interested in, so it wasn't really worth it. But it's one class and it was worth trying out, just not worth pursuing. Extracurricular wise last semester, and by last semester I mean fall 2018, I wrote for 3 publications. I wrote for Her Campus, the independent student newspaper, the Huntington News, and The Avenue, which was our fashion and beauty lifestyle type magazine on campus. And I wrote for Her Campus and the newspaper pretty consistently, and 2 articles that I wrote for The Avenue were published in print, which was really awesome. It was my first time being published in print of any kind, and that is an experience that I'm really glad I got to have. And then of course a couple articles I wrote for the newspaper were also put in print, and it's funny because I kept them all up on my wall. Like I would cut them out of the newspaper and then keep an extra copy of the newspaper to bring home to my mom. Kind of cheesy, but it was a really cool thing for me. In addition to writing for those 3, I also worked a retail job 3 days a week, Friday to Sunday, for 8 hours a day. So I had a lot of stuff going on first semester, but I think I managed it well. I was really trying to get my foot in the door in a bunch of different publications, and I think it really pulled through because I established myself. I'm gonna kind of skip forward to this past semester, spring 2019, and then kind of go back through it. So for spring 2019, I took 17 credits. The 1-credit course that I took was something required for journalism as well. And I also took French and gender and reproductive justice. I was missing 1 credit, like 1 more core credit that I hadn't taken yet, which was a science class, and I didn't like the one that I got into, and I didn't like the honors class that I was taking, so I decided to take the honors science course, and that left me the opportunity to take gender and reproductive justice, which I feel like I learned a lot from because I really didn't know anything about the topic. When I first heard gender and reproductive justice, like I just thought, oh, abortion rights. But it was so much more than that, and I'm really glad that I took it, even though if I'd known more going in, I would have been able to participate more and give more like insightful opinions. But yeah, I'm really glad I took that. I took French, which I did like 5 years of Chinese between middle school and high school. So switching languages switching over to French from a language that was not similar structurally, like Spanish or something like that, was kind of difficult. I didn't expect that I would have so many problems with it, like learning the language, but I did. I'm taking the next one next semester because for a Bachelor of Arts at Northeastern, I have to take 2 years of a language and a culture course. So I'm going to put a lot more effort into that next semester. What else? Yeah, my classes were okay. I took Journalism 1, and in addition to all the other stuff that I did this semester, running around to get all my interviews done was a little bit tricky, but I think it worked out. So extracurricular-wise, for this past spring semester, I was actually the lifestyle editor at the newspaper, which was really exciting for me. It was a ton of work because every week we have to come up with new pitches, get people to pick things up, and if we don't have enough things picked up for a section for that week, then we would have to write something, and then getting everyone's stuff edited, staying up late Wednesday night to make sure everything's up online, or if it's a print night, we have to make sure everything looks great on our pages with the designers. I think it was a really fun experience. It's kind of challenging working with other people to like correct their writing and get it up, but I think all the writers did a really great job, and that was a quality experience, I guess. I also took over as president of our Her Campus chapter, which sounds more daunting than it is. I mean, it was still pretty daunting, but we have a small chapter, which means there's less to manage, but also more to manage because we still have to hit our requirements for the chapter. Like, we have to publish a certain number of things per week on social media and on our website editorially. So there was a lot of like filling in the gaps for that as well. Both of the presidents from fall 2018 were studying abroad or doing co-op last semester, or for the spring semester, so they asked me to take over for this semester, and I think I did an okay job. It was kind of frustrating at times with the amount of participation, just because we have a smaller chapter, and I feel like it's such a great club to be a part of, but it worked out. There were a couple people that like really pulled through and helped us meet our requirements, and those were the only two that I did this semester because I felt like it would be way too much for me to also do the Avenue, and I worked 2 jobs this spring semester. I got a work-study job for one of the colleges writing people's success stories, so it's very similar to what I do in journalism. Not exactly the same, but I really wanted the experience of being a paid writer. It wasn't for me, just writing people's success stories, but I learned a lot about the college that I was writing for, and I met a lot of really cool people, so I think it worked out. And I continued to work for my retail job 2 days a week because I did the work-study job within the week. And this was actually the first time that I've like felt overwhelmed, as if I like physically could not do everything I had on my plate. And of course I had already committed to everything that I was doing for the entire semester. So that was something that I kind of grappled with. I would definitely recommend like knowing your limits, because when you get to college, there are endless opportunities and you're going to want to do everything, and it's going to get to a point where you realize you can't, and that's okay. I like where I'm at now. Like, if I went back, I would probably do it a little bit differently and make it more manageable for myself, but I like the fact that the first semester I wrote consistently for these publications and made a name for myself, so that I was able to move into these other opportunities for spring. And I actually had the editor-in-chief of the Avenue reach out to me and say, hey, I know you did some great work for us last semester. Are you interested in maybe pitching something for this print issue? And that really spoke volumes to me. I was really humbled by the fact that someone remembered my work and wanted to see if I was still interested. A big part of journalism is connections. So, of course, having people remember your name and making these connections with organizations is something that's really important. Moving on from the extracurricular academic side of things, I'm not too much of like a big group person, so I don't have too many friends. A lot of my friends are actually from the journalism school. Like maybe I had an intro class with them last semester, fall semester or something like that. But you guys have seen Avery in my vlogs, and I actually met him during orientation. And when we got our schedules, I like pulled his over and I looked at it and I was like, oh wow, we have 4 classes together next semester. We're gonna be best friends. And he hasn't gotten rid of me since. It's great though. We're really good friends and we help each other out. It helps having, knowing people that are within your major that can help you with stuff like that. And he's a great person. I met a couple other people at orientation as well. My friend Kat is in her campus with me. My really close friend Allie. Kat, you're also my really close friend when you watch this, okay? Allie was my deputy editor last semester, and now she's taking over for me, which is awesome because I am no longer part of the editorial board for the newspaper, but I'm going to continue as co-president of her campus next semester. And yeah, I think I had a really good support group because leaving, I didn't realize how hard it was going to be for me not being around my mom all the time. But I had a little bit of trouble with it, especially when the weather started getting a little colder, like way more than I was used to. Yeah, the weather was a big issue for me, and it wasn't as bad during the fall semester, but once I went home for 3 weeks and it was sunny, and then I came back and it was cold, and for like the first half of the semester it was just snowing all the time. Or maybe it didn't even snow that much, it just seemed like it was snowing all the time, honestly. This was a pretty mild winter, is what I've heard, and that terrifies me. Because if it gets worse than this, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. As far as activities on campus, I didn't really have time to go out and do a lot, but towards the end of both semesters, I would go out like a little bit more, try to have fun. I went to a few house parties. I went to Machine twice, which is the only 18 and up club in Boston, and it's only on Friday nights. I'm pretty sure it's basically like a freshman tradition that you have to go. Not a lot of older people go, but that was really cool to go into a club, I guess. I don't know. Like said, I went to the museum with Avery sometimes. And it's so convenient having a museum literally right down the street from us and having free admission because it's such a nice place, even if you're not going to look at the art. And there's always art that you haven't seen, even if you've been in 1,000 times. But it just has a really nice vibe if you wanted to go in and just like walk around, relax. And there are a lot of coffee shops near campus. There's Tate, which is on campus, but it's crazy expensive. I went there a couple times, but never ended up sitting down and studying like I wanted to. They also have a venue on campus, an entertainment venue called After Hours, which is attached to the Starbucks. In the student center. So they have events basically every weekday, which is awesome. Sometimes groups will get musicians to come in and play, or have like a stand-up comedian, and that was really fun. I didn't get to go as much as I wanted to, and most of the time when I went, it was to cover an event or something, but I still think that's a really cool opportunity. There's just so much stuff on campus that you can do if you have free time or you're bored or whatever, and these events have like okay turnout, but I feel like there's no reason to not go to them if you have time. Like, a lot of them are really fun. For one of the last weeks of the spring semester, they had Spring Fest, which a lot of schools have, and I got to see Nicole Byer, which was so amazing. I really like stand-up comedy. That's kind of one of my big things. That's what I do a lot in my free time. I'll watch Netflix specials, but I want to go out into the city more next semester, really take time for myself and be able to go see a lot of fun things. As far as taking care of myself, I feel like I could have done a way better job this semester, or this entire year really, because of course I got a lot accomplished, but like I said, I lost out on a couple other things. So I'm really dialing back on my extracurricular responsibilities. I really like the way my schedule is set up. It looks like I'll be able to get a lot of stuff done next semester. There's just a lot of really great things ahead, and like I said, I would really encourage everyone to just know your limits and plan accordingly. Oh, I did not talk about food. So, the dining hall situation. I elected to be on the 10 meal a week plan, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It was good because I don't eat too much. Like, it's very rare that I'll eat breakfast as opposed to like maybe a Cliff Bar or like a yogurt on my way out or something. So I felt that it would be a waste of money for me to be on the standard 15 meal a week plan. And don't hold these numbers closely because I believe they're changing for next semester, but I don't know because I'm not going to be on a meal plan anymore. And the bad thing is, well, the good thing is that you save money. Like, if you know you're not going to eat those meals, then it doesn't make sense to spend that money. But then the bad thing is then each meal is worth more money. And as the semester goes on, I feel like the food gets worse and you aren't going to want to eat it all the time, which is an issue if you're paying all this money for the meals. So a lot of people go to Outtakes to spend all of their extra meals, where you can just buy like packs of chips or like cans of soda, bottles of soda, whatever. But it's really not worth it. So if I were to do this over, I would definitely put more effort into making sure I get to the dining hall, because being out on your own for the first time and not having your parents tell you, hey, you have to eat now, it's kind of rough when you're super busy. So eating is obviously very important, and you'll save more money if you go to the dining hall as opposed to like grabbing a snack somewhere. And even though the food doesn't taste as great, you'll probably have more of a chance of eating a balanced meal if you go there and like go out of your way to make healthy decisions. Sleep was also a crazy thing for me. I started drinking coffee like every single day. I am not addicted to caffeine, which is great, but I do enjoy drinking coffee more now than I did last semester. I drink it like every few days now. But next semester, I definitely intend to get more sleep and more self-care in general. So this was just my experience. I know this video was a little scattered, but I hope you guys will bear with me. If you have any more questions about like what I did or my experience or the Northeastern experience in general, I'm not saying that it's the same for everyone, because it is definitely not the same for everyone. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me on Instagram. A lot of people have been doing that actually, and I want to start making like polls when I want to do videos, so it'd be really awesome if you guys would follow me and then do my polls when I start them, probably next semester. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.